Today, I wanted to talk about why dating in 2025 as a man is damn near impossible because it just seems like date after date, woman after woman, it's just common things that I'm starting to notice. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the opposite sex is seeing this as well because I can see where it crossbreeds, but we're going to focus on the men right now, right? So the first thing I want to talk about, if you see me looking in this direction, I'm looking at bullet points because I could go on and on about this topic all day, right? But let's talk about the first thing that I know for sure every man can relate to. For some reason, the universal hate for men is like at an all-time high right now. Like, I don't need a man for this. I hate men. Why are you talking to me if you hate men? Why do you want to date something you hate so much? It just doesn't make sense. Pardon that. It doesn't make sense, right? I'm talking to a shorty, different shorties, and it is consistent. It's like, oh yeah, I don't like men. I don't like relying on them for anything. Like, I understand, like, some people ain't shit. I understand that. There are women that ain't shit either. But I'm not out here saying I hate women. I love women. That's why I constantly, I'm trying to be around. I love the attention, you know what I'm saying? I love being with y'all. It's a movie every time I'm with the ladies. Not gonna lie, I'd rather go turn up with the ladies than with the guys sometimes. Right? Because they know how to turn up. That's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? But for me to sit here and cap and be like, I hate women is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I hate some of the things that y'all do, but I don't hate y'all, right? So I'm over here having conversations. I'm going on dates with people who are straight up saying, I hate men. Men ain't shit. It's just a bitterness towards the male race, because at this point, it's just the male race, right? It is like they would be better off having a planet for themselves. That's how bad the hatred is now. And it's like you would have thought, like, I'm not trying to undermine anyone's experience, especially if you are a woman. Because I know some men are a little, but it's like, that ain't all of us. We ain't all fucked up in the head. Some of us are actually decent human beings. And I'm going to talk about that point too, right? When they do get to that person that is a decent human being, like myself, right? And they're like, oh, well, I don't want to trust you because, universally all men are shit. Then it's like, bro, why are you dating if you can't even open up yourself to that possibility that there is a good person out there? You're shooting yourself in the foot. Every conversation I've displayed, it's like I gotta earn the right to be in your presence. It's like, god damn, every day feels like a test. I give you a gift, you're like, oh, you're just trying to get in my pants. Why can't I just be like, hey, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? I think you cool vibes. Here's a gift, a little token of appreciation. Oh, you trying to get between. Oh, you just want to give me this gift because you trying to get some coochie. God damn. It's like, it ain't always about that. You was just on my mind and I wanted to give you something. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If it leads to the cuckoo, the pooms, great. That's extra, you know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck what you do with that gift afterwards. Once I get it off, you like, oh my God. The best part about giving someone a gift is seeing how they react. For me, I'm like, oh, they you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my God, you got this for me? That's the best part for me. I don't give a fuck what you do afterwards with it. You can fucking sell it. I don't give a fuck, right? I don't, like, you could sell the gift. I'm gonna feel a type of way, but the best part for me, just to merge the point in there, is seeing you receive the gift and how you react, right? That's the best part for me, right? Second thing I want to talk about, the common trend that I'm seeing, right, is that a lot of these women that I'm dealing with, right, within the past, probably a couple of months, because I haven't been out there for that long, right, recently got out of a long-term relationship, right, is that a lot of these women don't know how to be by themselves, and they're trying to fill a void, right? They'd be like, I'm lonely, come see me. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I'll come see them, no problem, right? But when you go see them, it's like they have it's like a feeling of constant despair. Like, you're supposed to entertain them or something. It's like, we can't just enjoy each other's presence without like a feeling of despair. Like I have to do something in order, for you to feel good about yourself. So it's like a lot of people are getting in relationships to fill a void that they don't have for themselves. And it's like someone else cannot give you that feeling of completeness because you're with someone else. You know what I'm saying? It can help, make you feel a little bit more worthy, but you should already be like 100% with yourself. And when you get with somebody, it should be an addition to your life. It should not be like, oh, I'm 50%, she's 50%, we're 100 together. Because once you lose that, you might be at 30 afterwards, 20 damn near. When you put your worth into your other person, you know what I'm saying? And that's a difficult thing to do because I used to do the same thing as well. I'd be like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? I lost my left arm. It's like damn near if you break up with somebody that you built like a life with, you know what I'm saying? It's like damn near losing a body part. It hurts like hell. I'm not going to sit here and cap and be like, it doesn't. It does, right? But when I'm talking to these women, right, it could be 2-3 weeks in, you know what I'm saying, maybe less than that. It's like you can just feel like there's a void that needs to be filled, right? And then this leads to my other point, which is 9 times out of 10, especially now, it's like they don't know what they want. I'll be like, what do you like? Because most of the times, I find these girls on Hinge, Tinder, the dating apps, right? I'm like, why did you swipe on me, right? Just to know why you on the app. They be like, oh, I'm just bored. I'm like, that's it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they will ask me, I'll give them the whole spiel, like I'm looking for a long-term relationship. But I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to be like, hey, we got to do this right now. We got to get together right now. But that is something I'm looking for. That's the intention of me being on the app. I'm looking for something long-term, right? Now, if it leads into that, great. If it doesn't, great, cool, right? But it's like a lot of them would just they just do not know what they want, right? Even if they say like, hey, I'm looking for this, they'll do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the words and the actions are just not consistent, right? And this is going to go into my third point, right? Which is everyone thinks that they have more options than they actually have, right? So this makes the dating situation a lot harder than it has to be, right? So say you get with somebody, right? For example, you getting with somebody, I'm talking to a joint, we having a good time, we having a blast, we go the whole way, we over here doing the dang-a-lang, you know what I'm saying, getting crazy, whatever, right? We talking for a period of time, and all of a sudden, a switch of energy comes around for no apparent reason, and they don't want to talk to you no more, or you just flat out get ghosted, right? That's a whole nother video. Like, I already spoke about the whole ghosting thing and how much it irritates the shit out of me, because it's like, there'll be shorties that be like, hey, I want somebody who communicates and and they do the exact opposite. They don't communicate. They'll just flat out ghost the shit out of you, and you could do everything right. You can literally do everything right. And I feel like 9 times out of 10, the reason why they ghost you is because they found somebody better, or the one that they was talking to, or someone, beforehand, right, came back into the picture. That is the only assumption I go off of 9 times out of 10, especially when, you can tell, like, the last shorty that I was fucking with, right? It wasn't on some long-term shit. Y'all already know the situation if you watch my last videos, right? We had an amazing date. We was right here doing cartwheels in my living room. She was playing in my head, doing all kinds of craziness. And then we went the 9 yards, whatever. And then she's like, yo, we should go to Six Flags the next morning. I'm like, I bet. Say the word. Just let me know when you're free. I swear to God, I'm still waiting for her to text me back to this day, right? She got blocked, but for the most part, I just couldn't do it, right? She texted me the other day, was like, hey. I text back within like 2 minutes, and then she didn't respond the whole day. So I'm like, all right, she's playing with me. So I just blocked her like literally today, right? It's like you can have a really good time with a shorty, right? But 9 times out of 10, that doesn't mean shit, because there's so many other dudes out there, right? And men do this too, right? When you see the main one that you jacking start giving you some play, you'll fuck up the situation that you have now for an idea that something is better over there, when it's like everything could be cool right where you at, right? But you just want to be like grass is greener mentality. You want to look at the other side of the gate like, ooh, oh yeah, I could see their head a little bit. I'm trying to see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be on that side of the fence, right? And then you break up with whatever you stop doing what you got going on now. Even though everything was Gucci, right? You want that level 70 armor. You want to go to the level 70 raid, and you only level 50. So you go on the opposite side. You go to that level 70 raid, you get your ass beat, abused, but for some reason you keep going over there knowing you level 50. Because you want that item at the end of the raid, right? So you trying 1,000 different approaches. Everything is good where you at though. You got good gear. You could kill a level 55 raid by yourself if you wanted to. Right? But for some reason your ass keep going to that level 70 and getting smoked. Right? And that's the thing. Everyone thinks they have a lot more options. Sometimes they do, right? If they do, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work out. I'm going to keep it a band with you. If you're talking to a shorty that you can just tell, like, she get, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got a lot of things going on, and it's like a lot of inconsistencies with the way that she texts and things of that nature, it's not going to work. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work. It's only going to work when the main dude is not, like, giving her play at the time, or she's just like tired. She's just like, I'm gonna just settle. And then I had a whole situation where I literally lived with somebody who was like that, right? That was a whole Las Vegas situation, and out of the blue, we was good. Out of the blue, she started acting strange. No sex, nothing, right? I done moved from Houston all the way to Vegas just to be with this woman. And I told her this is a very tough decision to make. If we're going to do something like this, we have to lock it in. Like we got to be ready for everything. I'm the only one in the relationship that's ready to go that extra mile. She's over here like, oh man, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm not feeling like myself. That's why I haven't been having sex with you. I'm like, I bet, cool. Let's work on that. We work on that. She's back on the program. She's, you know what I'm saying? She bending and twisting and ting, right? Bending and twisting. I'm feeling like the man. I'm on 1,000, right? And then she does the same shit again, right? And this is going to lead to my other point. She does the same shit again, no sex. And I'm like, I bet. I'm not about to keep having this conversation with you. Obviously, because this is the thing. If I have to keep saying, hey, my needs are not getting met, I'm feeling disregarded. I'm feeling neglected. And then I don't want to force you to do something you don't want to do too. I don't want to get pity sex. I don't want that. If we gonna fuck, we gonna fuck. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Right? But long story short, I was just way in and she was just like already out. You know what I'm saying? And her excuse was she's bored. That was her excuse, right? But this is gonna lead into my next point. The reason why it's difficult, number 4, for men specifically, is because the shorty's friend, the girl, say if you're dating somebody, right? Their friends could be the reason why you're having a difficult situation with the girl that you're talking to right now. Because they will be the ones that be like, you can do so much better. Why are you fucking with that lame ass nigga? You see him over there? That's you right there. You should be with him. And it be the same ones that be 40 years old, single. Why are you taking advice from your single friends? They don't have a man. Right? When you see a girl that's in a group chat and they heavily talking on the phone or they get weird, when you come like close by and they on the phone and they try to keep it low, they talking shit. Right? And I was dealing with that in Vegas, right? I'm like, yo, why was there such a switch in dynamic out of the blue? Right? It's either one or two things that could have happened, right? You seen somebody else because she worked in nightlife, right? Or your girlfriend's was like, you could do so much better, right? Mind you, I'm doing everything like in my power. I've never been so emotionally available for somebody, and then they just violate like that out of the blue. And I'm thinking I'm doing everything right. I ask her, yo, I'm asking for input. I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong? Let me know so I could be a better man for you, right? Because there's got to be a reason why. But it was literally no reason. She literally said, I'm too nice of a guy. You deserve better. That was her reason. My nigga, I could have stayed in Houston, twin. I moved all the way to Vegas to try to, you know what I'm saying, build something with you. And then you do that? Oh, I was fucked up for a long time. I was fucked up. But you don't see me out here being like, oh yeah, I hate women. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do that because that's cap. I don't hate women. But if I see something remotely close to that situation, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm super good. I'm good. So now I have a sensitive spot when shorties be like, hey, what's your thoughts on like living together with somebody? I said, not really like my cup of tea. Because I've had, some really weird, experiences with that, and we could talk about later. But that's a really sensitive topic for me because I've explored that territory already, right? So when that question comes up, it's like I'm good on trying to share a space with somebody because even trying to break the lease and when I was paying 90% of the rent, breaking that lease was ridiculous because I put both of our names on it, which was don't do that. If you're gonna live with somebody, right? Unless you ultimately trust them, y'all married. Even then, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know your woman to the bone, and vice versa, if you don't know your man to the bone, make sure that your name is the one on the lease, especially if you're the winner, and hers is not on there, right? Because when it comes time to break the shit, when you need to separate, if the other person is not cooperative, thank God she was, right? It's gonna be hell on earth, right? But anyways, moving on. I just went on a whole tangent because I'm very passionate about this. I like love. I think it's dope, and it can really do wonders for somebody's heart, soul, right? But it's like in 2025, if you talk like that, you're delusional damn near, right? So it's like, here's my next point. The standards for women are way too fucking high. Way too high. I remember, I think it was B. Simone. She said, I cannot date a dude that works a 9 to 5. That's like, you just obsoleted 85% of men. And then you know what's crazy, right? There will be shorties that adopt this mindset, but they ain't got shit going on for themselves. They be bums, and they don't even make good money, right? I was talking to this shorty, right? Like probably like a month or two ago, right? Cool John. I was like, how do you get your money? Like, what do you do for work? She said, I go on Snapchat and, basically finesse dudes out of money from Snapchat by sending like feed pictures and shit like that. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, no. Oh, no. She's like, yeah, it's easy to get money out of dudes. That's not something to be proud about. And she was just like, no shame. She just said it like regular. I'm like, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. How long you've been doing that for? I'm talking to her like it's a career and shit. You got to have a degree and shit. I'm just like, oh, wow. Because I'm not going to judge you to your face and make you feel bad about what you do because everybody got their reason. But that's a hell no for me. It's like, oh, wow. I asked, I was like, do you see in your, like, do you want to do something like in profession, like a career? She's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know right now. I don't know where I'm at. Just kind of just like double down on her point, right? Because it's working right now. Like her method is working, right? So she basically scams dudes to get money. And I'm like, wow, this is fucked up, right? But that's the same shorty that be like, I want Louis Vuitton, I want this, I want that, I want boo boom. You know why? Because there's a man out there that will do that. And that's another problem, right? The simp deluxes, right? And I don't blame the simps because they can't get punani. I get it. So some people, they're not too, good in the looks department, so they got to go to the finances and their resources to get play. And I understand that, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to experience love. It doesn't matter if it's a friendly love, family love. Love is something that if you do not have that, that's where you get the crash outs, the niggas that shoot schools and shit like that. When you do not have no love in your heart. When you don't know what that feels like. When you have nothing to live for. Right? That's what happens. That is a byproduct of just feeling neglected, like you don't matter, and shit like that. You get shootouts. Right? So boom. Moving on, grooving on. it's very difficult for men to have to operate in this scenario, in this environment, when it's like y'all are not even being reciprocative. Y'all not even reciprocating a slice of womanhood, right? Everybody want to be, oh, I want a man to lead me. I want a man to do that. But it's like y'all niggas is ready to fight men. I literally was dealing with a shorty that's like, I fight niggas. Why are you telling me that? That's not something to be proud about. Why are you telling me you fight dudes? Now I'm scared, right? I'm scared because I can't do nothing, and I just gotta take the hit, right? I'm not trying to suplex a shorty, right? So I said, oh wow, you fight dudes, you know what I'm saying? And it's not something to be proud about. I don't know if it's the baddies, bad girls club influence, because you know they be fighting on there. You know what I'm saying? They be getting it in, right? And everybody would be so like, you know, oh my God, something that was told to me like a few days ago. I was listening to this girl, right, and she was like telling me about her problems for the day or whatever, and then she was like, and I was like, question, just a hypothetical, right? If your man was having a bad day, and he wanted to express to you that you know he just needed somebody to have a listening ear to, she was like, we don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. You're a man. You're supposed to just like, I'm like, so we're not allowed to have bad days and, you know, have like an emotional day too, where we're just like having a bad day, but we still get the work done. Like me, I'm a bitch. Not, not like I'm a pussy, but like I'm a vent about my problems, right? Like I do on here, but I'ma still do the work that I have to do, right? I could complain about it, but I'ma still go the next day and grind it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not allowed to do that. She said, no, as a man, you're not supposed to do that. I'm the woman in the relationship. Why are you venting to me? I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. And she like doubled down on it, right? So I'm just like, I know a lot of men would agree with this too and be like, you're not supposed to vent to your shorty because that's the quickest way to show like vulnerability or sign of weakness, because that's what she said, it's weak. I don't think that's weakness. I don't know where the fuck y'all got that from. But me being emotionally available and aware of how I'm feeling about my emotions does not make me weak. I hate when niggas say that shit. That shit it's restarted. I can't say the word. It's restarted. It's like the dumbest shit in the world, because then the other problem is I want a man that's emotionally available. But when you're that, this nigga's a bitch. Pick one. Pick one. You don't know what you want. That's the problem. So it's like when you're stoic and you're like a zombie, basically, it's a problem. When you're like alive and you feel shit, it's a problem. So it's like, my guy, what the fuck do you want? What do you want? Right? Okay? Hello. It's like we have a lot of people, and this is another point. We have a lot of women, right? Men too, that are running around with unhealed trauma, right? And they're not aware of it, right? And even if they are aware of it, they don't give a fuck about it, dealing with it. They'd be like, yeah, I had this situation where so-and-so did this, and I just want some closure with it. I'm like, you should deal with that before you get back in the pool, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna leak over to the relationship you have now, right? Like when people operate off of assumptions and being like, oh, he's probably doing that, he's probably doing this. It's like, where are you getting that from? Like, that's not fair to the new person that you're dealing with right now. Everybody deserves a clean slate until proven otherwise. I'm a big believer of that, right? I'm not saying trust them 1,000%. No, but you can't be like, oh, I don't trust you. You gonna be out here moving like in a month. You gonna be out here showing your true colors. You just want the punani right now. It's like, my nigga, I've been showing up and doing the exact opposite of what you've been thinking I've been doing, right? Time and time again. But for some odd reason, you still think that I'm gonna ghost you because you've experienced that with somebody else. I'm not all dudes. I am me. That's why you're dating me, right? So it's like, again, the hatred for men and just thinking they be like, I know men. It's so simple. They're simple creatures. No one is a simple creature. Nothing is black and white. So for you to say something as ignorant as that is crazy. Right? Now, if he's showing you all he want is that, then I could understand that assumption. But if you have a man that's not doing that and is actually trying to respect you and do that, and you still moving on that type of timing, it's like, dude, what are we doing? How then it comes to the point where the man is like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm trying with this shorty, but she just doesn't budge. She think I'm just like all these other dudes. And then he's gonna ultimately do this. I'm good. I like you. You know what I'm saying? I think you're amazing, but you just got some stuff that you need to deal with. And then 9 times out of 10, that's going to reaffirm that belief that all men are the same. They're going to ghost you eventually. But it's like you did it to yourself. You won't even allow yourself to receive that love because you're so stuck on, oh yeah, give it like a month. He's going to ghost me. It's like you're literally like predicting your own. You're literally, when you keep saying shit like that to your significant or your potential boyfriend or whatever the fuck, it's gonna happen. Because then it's like, yo, I'm doing all this shit for you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm showing you that I like you, I have interest in you. But it's like, we're just staying right here because you keep thinking one way and I have a growth mindset. You have a fixed mindset. So you're gonna stay here the whole time. I'm growing, right? And you fixed. You staying right here the whole time. I'm growing. Eventually, it's going to come to a certain threshold, and it's like, yeah, I got to pivot and go somewhere else, and this is what's going to happen. You're going to go that way, and I'm going to keep growing, right? You can't deal with somebody. Okay, what's the quote? They say you can bring a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink it, right? I'm showing you that I'm not like other dudes, but for some reason, you don't believe me. I've given you no reason to believe otherwise. You have no proof against me. And then when I ask you, hey, how can I be a better person to you? What am I doing that's violating your boundaries? Am I stepping on your toes? Am I doing certain things? I'm literally trying to be proactive about the situation. You say stuff like, you should know what you did. How the fuck am I supposed to know when I don't feel like I've done anything wrong? I feel like I've been operating in my best self for the both of us. If anything, I feel like right now in the state, the person that I am today, I feel like I'm way better at communicating than I was 6 months ago. And that's a byproduct of me actively working on myself. Therapy, life coach, reflection, taking a step back, doing shit off the internet, and just prioritizing my well-being, right? And I can honestly, confidently say that I know I'm a way better human being than I was 6 months ago, even though I already was a decent human being back then. I'm still elevating. I'm still learning about myself. I'm not perfect by any means, no. Right? My biggest problem was setting boundaries and letting people know, hey, you violated a boundary. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, I don't care how bad you are. I don't care. Like, I'm going to let you know, like, hey, what you did back there was not cool. Right? And then based on that response, that tells me what kind of relationship it's going to be. Because if you could take my word and listen to what I have to say, then I could tell, like, okay, this is going to be good because she's actually listening, right? If you got a shorty that's like, oh, here we go. He acting sassy. He telling me how he feel about certain, just man up. It's like, I hate. Hate is a strong word. When shorties be like, you're being sassy. What the fuck does me knowing how something makes me feel when you do a certain action or when you've done something makes me sassy? Me saying that you violated a boundary or this makes me uncomfortable or me telling you exactly how to fix or love me better, like me better so that we can work is sassy? What about that is sassy? I don't understand that. Right? When you go to work, right? and there's a boundary that's being violated, or your boss, right, tells you not to do something, right? Would you rather him do this, right? Just fire the fuck out of you for no reason, or come up to you and be like, hey, here's a warning. Don't do that shit again. What would you prefer? 10 times out of 10, you would prefer a warning first, right? So I'm literally coming up to you and be like, hey, love you, but that thing that you pulled a couple moments ago was not cool. Please, let's refrain from doing that again. Or ask her, why did you do that? Why did you think it was okay? Like, what state of mind? You know what I'm saying? Is there a miscommunication? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we can have those conversations, that is a good sign. If we cannot, and you go to the I'm sassy route, get the fuck out my face. I'm just keeping it a bean, because that's not sassy. Y'all got sassy is you like men. Just keep it a bean. I don't like boys. I don't like men. I'm very straight. I'm ahead of the I'm ahead of the sexuals. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight as hell. Like, and then I would have the common thing that I would have women ask me is that, it's okay that, if you're gay, why you think I'm gay? I literally told you I don't like men. It's just okay to, I just don't lie to me. I'm like, why the fuck do you think I'm gay? Like, I just told you that I'm not gay. Like, what the fuck? I'm talking to you right now. Like, and then that's the thing. They used to dealing with dudes that are bisexual, and they think that I'm DL. I'm not DL, sis. I know I got blue hair and shit. I look a little different from these other dudes. I got piercings on my nose and whatever. But I'm not gay, dude. What do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not about to sit here and prove that I'm not gay, because I know what I am. I'm not doing that. If you want me to, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. But yeah, to wrap this up, I feel like the reason why it's difficult for men, per se, right? And I'm going to talk about why I think it's difficult for everybody, right? Because I know a lot of women can relate to this as well, because it's on both sides. But we're going to focus on the men right now, because I know my channel is predominantly, men. First thing, the universal hatred for men is impeccable. It's incredible. At this point, they can have their own planet and be okay with it, right? The second thing is filling a void, right? So people just getting in relationships so they can feel better about themselves. It's selfish. It's not about complimenting one another and compromising and building a life together, right? It's all about, me. Me, if my man can't pay my rent, he don't need to be in my life. If he's not bringing value to my table, he don't bring it in my life. But it's like, most of the times, a man wants to be able to talk to his shorty. Like, that'd be what it is most of the times, at least for me, right? I'll be wanting a shorty, right? After my day is done, I just want her attention. I just want her to hold me up, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me, give me that female attention, you know what I'm saying? Talk about stupid shit like the media, you know what I'm saying? If I'm having a problem, be like, hey, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on that? Have like intellectual conversation, you know what I'm saying? And if we knocking boots at the end of the night, that's amazing. That's all I want. You don't even have to be making no 6 figures. You could be jobless, right? But 9 times out of 10, if they jobless in this day and age, you're doing something fucking wrong, right? So you got to be goal-oriented at this point in time, right? The jobless thing, yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, most of the time, men are very simple in what they want, right? It's not a hard thing to satisfy a dude. It's just a lot of the most of the times, right? A lot of the problem be coming from people be thinking they have too many options. Oh, we have a slither of an argument. We're ready to move on out of the situation and find somebody else that's probably going to do the same minor shit, right? So whenever there's an issue that pops up, we're like, fuck this dude, fuck this, or fuck this shorty. I'm about to go find something else where it's sweet over there for a little bit, to just stay in an infinite pattern of honeymoon phase. That is impossible. Even with friendships, there will be ups and downs, but that down brings a new high, right? And we know this. In order for a relationship to develop, you have to experience lows at some time. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. With the best of friends, it happens with family. It happens everywhere, right? Everything cannot go up because without good, there's no bad. Without no bad, there's no good. It's just the law of opposition. It's opposites. Everything has opposite. Light, dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just everything is a yin yang. That's just how the world works. That is universal law. You cannot deny that. You jump up, you finna come down. You know what I'm saying? The standards are too high, unrealistic, especially for men. Gotta be making six figures. That's not even even if you make six figures, you still broke. Especially if you're working 9 to 5 making six figures, right? They don't want that, right? They don't want that. You got to be 7 feet. You got to have a jawline. You have to have abs of steel. You know what I'm saying? That's why going to the gym now is very common amongst men. A lot of it is because we want female attraction. Let's stop the bullshit and be like, oh yeah, it's for health. For some of us, it is about health. But for a lot of us, we trying to get the shorties, right? I do not do the whole bodybuilding thing because it's not really my thing. I used to do it, and when I did it, it was to get female attention. I wanted to appear, yeah, I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cool, I get it. And have body game. Body game is great, right? Because people respect you when you have a really good physique. I can agree with that. But like to do it solely for female attraction, I'm not gonna say it's wrong or right, but I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when I'm bigger and I'm 180 pounds, fully muscled and stuff like that, it doesn't feel the best for me because I'm a dancer. It's better for me to have a Bruce Lee-like physique, right? And with a shirt on, I don't look too brolic, whatever, right? But it's best for me, and I need somebody that's going to be okay with my physique, right? Because I'm okay with my physique, right? Right? And then another thing is no privacy. You're allowing everybody and their mother to have an opinion about your relationship. Your friends who are single is dictating your relationship. Oh yeah, my man did this, Girl, you don't need to be doing that. You got you a little NBA player over here in your den. You better talk to him. You better get rid of him. They single for a reason. You're not. You need to get rid of them motherfuckers if they talking bad about your man when he's doing everything right. If you can't say one bad thing about your man besides, oh, he don't take me out on trips, he don't buy me a Birkin bag, you buy the fucking Birkin bag. You take yourself out on a trip. Because last time I checked, when she was on vacation, I paid for the shit. And then Shorty was asking me for money while she was out there. So I want to hear none of that shit. I was bitter for a second, but yeah. That was what was happening in that dynamic. I was literally throwing money at this motherfucker. Right? But even then, till this day, I still have love for her because I understand why she did that. Right? Not saying that it's okay, because it's not. But people going to do what they do at the end of the day, keep it moving forward. When I see some shit like that that's remotely close to it, even by a slither, I'm good. I'm okay, right? The inability to be bored, constantly wanting to be in a honeymoon phase. Impossible. That's another thing. The whole, I'm bored. Okay, what the fuck do you want to do? What are we going to do to keep the spark? Because it happens. The spark will be lost. It's like getting a new whip. The novelty wears off pretty fucking fast. You play a new game, the shit sucks after a certain period of time. You're like, damn, when is Overwatch 2 coming out? When is Marvel Rivals 2 coming out? You play this shit's the best game I ever played in my life. You play this shit 2 months down the line, I fucking hate this game. This shit's repetitive. They need to drop a new update. That's why they have to keep updating the game to keep that novelty, keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? And that takes you actively being a part of the relationship. And that's a two-way street. It's two people. If you're in a monogamous relationship, you poly, you know what I'm saying? You got 3 heads, even better. But if one side is bored and you don't communicate why you're bored, you're just bored because you're bored, like how y'all going to fix that? You know what I'm saying? You can't just up and out. And that'd be the thing. Up and out because I got options. Go to the next dude. The same shit's going to happen again. You're going to get bored. Next dude, same shit's going to happen again. You're going to get bored. The novelty is going to wear off. Right? And the last thing is, people do not know what they want. Right? They don't know what they want. 1 minute they want long term, 1 minute they want short term. 1 minute they want to deal with you, next minute they don't. Just wishy-washy energy. It's not consistent. It's annoying. That's probably the most annoying shit to deal with. Not gonna lie. But yeah, let me know y'all thoughts. I want to hear the shorties talking. I want to hear the dudes talking, right? Let me know y'all thoughts on this. If I missed anything. And again, keep it respectful. You will get blocked. Love you guys. And we're out here. Subscribe. Okay. Follow my Instagram too. Link is in the description. You know what I'm saying? We be flying there like, no doubt.